What up, people? I want to say a big thank you for joining us today. It's another week.
Yeah. I feel revived. Like finally we have some grains and the stock market is coming back, and I mean it's really positive as well as crypto. Like everything is looking green and looking good, and a lot of people are waiting for their stimulus check. So I believe that we have a greener pasture coming to us.
Yeah, a lot of people got depressed in the past 3-4 weeks, right?
Yeah.
It was quite tough, but the good thing is things are beginning to recover. The stock market, as we know it, is returning, and I think the next couple of weeks will be quite good.
Hopefully.
Let's hope, because you never know. Maybe next week everything tumbles again.
Yeah. Because I mean, on Thursday there was an initial spike of the bonds. I think 1.5% or something like that, which really affected the stock prices, and we saw a quick plunge and then a quick recovery after some time.
Yep.
So you just have to keep an eye on the market right now, because anything can happen. It's not really written in stones what it's going to go through.
Yeah, and that's as we mentioned the last time. It's important that you have some cash or in your account, not invested, just so that you can take advantage of the dips whenever things like the past few weeks happen again. The week March 8 to March 12 was quite good. We saw recovery for most of our stock picks. We last week mentioned some stocks. Would you like to share how they performed?
So last week we picked some stocks, and number one that we picked, you can check our previous video to see the stocks. Number one is IDEX, Hcnx, ticker symbol IDEX. And in the past 5 days, Hcnx went 17% in profit. So that was a very good pick. Number two pick was Atnx. Atnx is a pharmaceutical company. And I spoke about the FDA approval that had issues, and there was a very, very abrupt plunge. And I feel like this is a great entry because they're going to come back with a positive result. And it went up 19% over the past week. The next pick is PLTR, Palantir, which is a very good pick. Actually, a lot of people are holding this for a long term. And this went 12% profit. The next is OCGN. OCGN also went 14.4% in profit. We also spoke about CLVS, Clovis Oncology, CLVS. That went up 6.4% over the past week. And the last pick that I did was Zepp Health Corporation, which is ZEPP. They kind of changed their name from
Huami.
Yep. And it went up 0.42%. I do believe this is seriously undervalued, and I think they have a great potential because they've been doing a lot of activities. We also mentioned very briefly to check out travel stocks as well as cruise ship and airline companies. And one of the major ones my friend here spoke about is Carnival, CCLV. It went up 9%. And he also spoke about Norwegian cruise ship, which went up about 6.5%. I would also advise you guys to check out the airline companies, American Airlines, Delta Airlines, and a couple of them actually did well over the week. And it's very good to know because according to Biden, we're talking about getting our families back together in July 4th. So a lot of people are getting the vaccines, and once life returns back to normal, we're looking at 2x for some of the stocks back to their pre-COVID prices.
Yeah, and we also touched on the MVPs, as we like to call them. So the AMD, Square, Tesla, Beyond Meat, and Co. AMD and Airbnb really performed over the week. They did quite well. Square, not so much, but it was on the blue side or the green side, depending on where you are. And we got a pick last week, which was Kopin, KOPN. And that performed about 4.2% over the week, which wasn't bad as well. So basically, most of the picks from last week did quite well.
As well as from the previous week.
From the previous weeks as well. So if you had watched the other videos where we talked about some even penny stocks, they performed quite well over the last week.
Yeah, talking about stocks like Vuzix, which are
Vuzix,
there was an abrupt drop, and then it came back up.
It came back really up,
tech,
actually.
A lot of tech stocks actually are doing good at the moment. But it's always important to keep an eye on them.
Yeah, it's very important that you know what's going on. If you can, try to stay informed on what is happening in the news, in the economy, especially the U.S. economy, because that influences the stock market a lot. A lot of people should be getting their stimulus check, so we are predicting that it seems like the stock market will be good in the coming week, but let's see how that goes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it for the previous week. Now we'll just go into the stock picks for the coming week.
So yes, we're back again, and we're gonna talk about our picks for the coming week. We are really anticipating a great week ahead of us.
I hope.
I just want to highlight one thing very quickly before we go into our picks. We had a couple of companies coming for IPO last week. Number one, Coupang, which is a South Korean company that is into mobile applications. That's a big one.
I think we bought that, right?
Yeah, people are looking to get into this one. It actually came in really high, but right now I think it's a very good dip. I mean, you can get in bit by bit to see how it goes over the next few days. Another one is Bumble. Bumble really outperformed their expectations during their quarterly earnings announcement. They went up about 10-20%. That is from $62 to $73 overnight after the announcement. And another one is Roblox. Ticker symbol RBLX. That's also something you want to look out for. These are companies that a lot of people are looking into investing in long term. So people are trying to get into the dips. So you want to put that on your watch list to know what's up with them. And then we're just gonna move into our picks for the next week. My number one pick for next week is the company called Atnx. So I also picked this last week. Ticker symbol Atnx. The reason I'm still picking this is because I believe the price target hasn't fully reached its potential. Even if it went up 19% last week, I kept buying more. I bought more even during the rise, because I feel like for this one we're probably seeing a 2-3-5x in returns in the next couple of months. So I'll be holding this one for a while until I get about 50-70% up. And number two for me is there are companies that are into crypto mining. So my number one pick is Mara, ticker symbol MARA. Actually, I was going to talk about this last week, but I forgot to mention it, and it went really well over the week. It went about 35% up. I feel like cryptos are going to bounce back.
They're beginning to bounce back already.
Yeah,
anyway.
and when the stimulus checks is out, like people are going to buy more of cryptos and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to bounce back, and I feel like I don't really buy and sell cryptos, but I buy companies that are into
Actually
mining. Yeah. So I'm looking at Mara. I'm also looking at Riot, RIOT. They're also into crypto mining. So I'm looking at those two companies. I also keeping an eye on Jumia. Jumia is
I have this love-hate relationship with Jumia for some reason. Okay, I have some position there, but I don't know. It seems like a good one. It has very, very, very good prospects. So you may want to keep an eye out on that, but please make sure you do your due diligence first, and then decide if it's something you want to get into or not.
So I'm just going to put out something about Jumia. We believe Africa is an untapped market in terms of e-commerce.
Yep.
And Jumia is like the giant in this.
It's like the Amazon
of Africa.
of Africa, yeah.
And then we had news last week of them expanding to several other African countries, which is quite a good one. It shows that they're into work. They're putting in work into this company. And it's currently trading below their all-time high. It's currently trading at 47. The all-time high is 68, 69. And that's about 20% or 30% difference. So I feel like this is a good entry, because when time comes when we're opening the economy and people begin to buy and sell more stuff, I think Jumia has a very good potential.
I totally agree. So from me, two companies I'll be focusing on. First is Palantir, PLTR. So we've mentioned that a few times, but I think that this company has great potential and to be going up in the coming week as well. And another one is Up Fintech. So it is TIGR. That's the ticker symbol, and it was quite down over the past 4 weeks, just as everything else, but it's getting back up. The price target is about 35 to 40. Right now it's trading at about 20 something bucks. So that's something you want to look into. Now, as I always advise, Monday is not the best day to buy stocks. at least in my opinion.
The first 30 minutes, 1 hour.
Yeah, at least, yeah. So you need to see how the market actually does on Monday, if not the whole day, but at least a few hours of the
But
start.
some people can actually get into pre-market. So
Yeah, some people have platforms where they can get into stock, or they can buy positions before the market opens. If you have such platforms, of course, you can get in anytime you like. It's really up to you. But just look at how the market performs on Monday for a bit before you get into these positions. And again, I just want to mention that it is important to pay attention to travel stocks. Companies are getting back. For example, cruise companies are getting bookings in a lot of cases for the whole year already. So it's important to look into those. CLVS, just to mention again, it was mentioned last week, is another one you should pay attention to. It is currently trading lower than the range it should be. So it may be a good idea for you to get into it whenever you can on the market day. That's it basically for me. Don't forget also the MVPs.
Vuzix,
Neo, yeah, Neo is okay. That's a different story entirely. But Neo is
those are easy picks actually.
Yeah,
I think you can always find a
anybody can tell you about Neo, but it's quite down. You may want to get into that if you're interested in EVs and you want EVs that are different from Tesla and
EVs and charging post stations.
Yeah, like Blink and co. So those are just MVPs we've mentioned in the previous videos. Please check those out. They are very nice picks there for you as well. That's it from me this week. Anything else you want to share?
No, that's it.
Okay, so I want to say a big thank you guys for joining us, and we'll be back again next week. Hopefully, the market performs well, and if the market doesn't, we'll still be back here anyway. Talk to you guys next week.
All right, peace.
Bye.